YouTube, hello. Welcome to more of that thing that you like. Um, Taking place pretty much directly after the previous stream, in terms of the Jeremy Beremy timey wimey. Um, so let's talk brass tacks. Um, I've been well informed by very reliable, intelligent people that the game is not entirely lost at this point. It's not broken. Okay. This is a very common soft locking point though. There are bugs that relate to like this mural check, and the Children of the Sea quest we did was actually an add-on in the final cut because people could get soft locked here. There are a very few ways to unlock white checks if you failed them. So we're actually at a really interesting point because obviously got ridiculously unlucky on like 6 back-to-back checks. So, and I had loads of skill points that I blew on the perception that I obviously now wish I'd saved for the shivers. So we're in an interesting point where we're pushing the game a little bit. There is a slight chance that we might have to grind XP to get a level. It does have all my previous saves, all the quick saves. So like it's one of those where one of my mates said to me like I would just save scum and just not question it. That's not really in the spirit of the Let's Play. We are very much trying to, you know, do this in such a way that is real and represents the struggles of a Let's Play as you might do it. I do think you'd have to be really, really unlucky for this to happen. Like, I'm going to go straight to the check now just to check it, but like, all of the quests that I've done are meant to give you these huge buffs. Like, let's scoot on down here, actually, so we can... So, like, I've still got another upgrade I can put into Shivers, so that's fine. So, we have a good amount of XP. We only need 20. So that's only 4 conversation prompts. It's not actually as perhaps dire as I felt it was last night. However, if we fail it again, we might actually be in some trouble. So that does bear some consideration, but like a combination of me being unable to stop thinking about this and being like, oh god, has the entire Let's Play gone kaput? I would like to think that if I did get a level, I could maybe use that on perception and progress. Because the other problem that I experienced, so very, very few things unlock white checks. This is something I've known. I checked the VODs briefly, and like I remember getting the dice unlock them. Certain story events unlock story-related white checks and things like this. But this is genuinely a point where people get soft locked out. So I've just been really, really unlucky, especially given that, you know, some of these quests I can't seem to actually do. So find the way into the secret passage, can't seem to do that. Ask another about the tattoos. So like that's clearly something I could, you know, try and figure out who the lady driver is and where's her lorry, so I can maybe try and do that. I know who it is. It's the lorry, I suppose. But this quest is locked between this one, which is locked behind the perception check. So they're both out. I have to wait for Kim to be away to ask about that one. And these two, like, check Island, can't find it. And the boardwalk we checked last night, I can't do until I get into this building, apparently. So we are at a little bit of a sticky point. It's not the best. Like, ironically, if you had done less, you'd be in a better position to unlock and repeat these white checks, right? So this is an interesting point for the game, especially given that, like, in many ways it's been very, like, lenient. I think the fact that you get pushed into doing a shivers check is a little bit ridiculous, especially like given that like I've gone like I've just not gone for a physical build.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
So this says it's locked. It shivers 3. It's locked. So find the empty trap. That's +3. Ed, let us shoot story. 3. Confronted the pigs. Did the death notification. So that's got +10. We still blew it. This one +4, but encyclopedia is much higher. So that says put skill points to unlock it. Put skill points into it to unlock it. So it looks like there isn't an additional way for us to unlock it. Let's check the notebook because we've got the map here. It's like we have all these checks that we can do. Where does it? That's weird. Why is it not showing on this? Oh, there we go. Field mural. So does it tell us any more about this? Does it give us any more information? No. Right, that's a bit annoying. I was hoping it would maybe give us some info. So there is physically stuff that we can do. My anxiety is that it's going to be a bit of a slog to do it. So we will explore what we can. We will attempt to actually let's talk to this guy because this guy has dialogue options. So my problem with this though is that now I'm like, oh well, I've been kind of pushed into this situation, so I'm gonna use the dialogue options just as a means to it. A bit like, and this is on me, right? I read the books for ages. I was trying to pass the time to complete the thought. Blah blah. That's on me. That's my fault, right? That's me as a player making that choice. I could just not spend those 3 points on perception. But now I'm kind of here going like, oh, like because I'm not getting the text because I want to, because I'm interested. It's therefore me just doing it as a means to an end, and that's not anyone's fault. I'd say a series of unlucky RNG got me here, right? But it still leaves me being a little bit saddened at this point. Do you know what I mean? I just ran around in a big circle. Oh, I did that. Excuse me, sir. Do you have dialogue that might generate me some XP that I need?
Hello again.
I want to hear about the Fell building.
What's on your mind?
You're saying the Fell Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Pleasure wheel.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinaise was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Turn to Mikhail. He means they all died at the hands of the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
Tell the kid the truth.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombecer d'Insolente. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Worms.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje.
Humpty Dumpty
They
Dum!
raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Humpty Dumpty Dum.
He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juice, what are you talking about?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Kim, come on, he's making this up.
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine...
Made of
Whoops.
black film and folding tape structures.
Sorry, one could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto the white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing. Not cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows?
5 XP?
Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building. But of course, what else?
Oh, whoops. Alright. 15 XP we need now. 15 XP, that's all we need. Easy money. You did mention something about the library, so I can maybe call them back. I don't know if they're shut. Another thing we can do is if we just search the coast, we can rule out where Ruby is not.
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasmid anywhere. Poor things.
Poor things. Oh, this is new. Reception, hello. Is it?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall,
Oh,
reaching from one corner to the other.
right. This is now open again, though. So let's roll this.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis.
What is this RNG? That was a 72% chance on a double
The
wonder.
scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth.
Wow. Unfreaking believable. That's legitimately shocking. Clearly my luck has not improved since yesterday. When are we on day 4? Right.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Dial a random number. Why not?
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
No, this is not Pierre.
Do you have any news about Pierre?
Who is Pierre?
He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country.
No, I'm a police
To
officer.
hell with the police. To hell with you.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Okay. Fun times in Babylon, I guess. Suppose what we need is, at the minute, people to speak to. Maybe there's like a quest I've missed or something, or like, you know, a check that I can just do, maybe.
Hello, mister.
Do you know anyone named Ruby?
Luby. Raluby.
Suddenly the girl gets all serious and leans in as if she's about to tell you a secret.
My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
The lieutenant shakes his head.
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything. Bye!
Bye, Bob. It's
Is
great.
that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. Wait, what if this is the fishing rod situation all over again?
You're not going to be fooled again. You're going to stand here calmly and observe this non-phasmid until you see what it really is.
Fine. It's not a phasmid. It's not even organic. Just a fire iron resting by the fireplace. But where's your sense of wonder, man?
Wonder, man. Alright, well, we're passing time, I guess. Just something. Let's see if our boys know anything useful.
Tequila Sunset.
Have you seen a redhead woman named Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
What is it? What is it? Tequila Sunrise? You keep saying it. Uh-oh.
It's you. Your Tequila Sunset.
Sunset, rather. How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
Nope.
Aha.
Takes a
Do
sip
you
from his
want
beer.
to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
This will definitely give you some XP.
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
This sounds scary. Back up. Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
Takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Oh, yes, you do, Bratushka. The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach, you revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things."
Say no, I think it's more dignified that way.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event.
Raphael
Tequila
Ambrose's customer.
sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
My real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything specific about the person? Did I mention losing anything? Did I say anything about my colleagues? Did I say anything about the case? Did we talk about politics? Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? And did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Did you get a read of what kind of cop I was?
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who cleared 501 cases.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
Did I say anything specific about this person?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Alright, don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to
5
confront
XP.
his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Want to tell me another story sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum.
Idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, see? So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Sure, why not?
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
Go on.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Say nothing.
Reality was looking rather grim just then. me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
So what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Wait, is that it? I feel like there are some steps missing. I'm almost homeless myself, doesn't seem so bad. Look on the bright side, you've got one hell of a story. You do realize all of this is your own fault. There's this black point in the world, a hole have already claimed an entire commercial area. Maybe you're another one of its victims. I literally can't believe it. Let's go with this one.
This would explain a lot. I always believed it wasn't my fault that I ended up homeless on the beach with these two bums.
He looks at his partners with a glint of sadness.
God bless them, though. I'd be alone without them. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What's about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
New quest. This is good. Sure, where'd you leave it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
There's a lot of places.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Right.
I'm all ears, Tequila. You too.
Alright, so we have another quest, which is good for XP, and we're on 95, so we're going to need 5 more to level up. So see, the egg was not as scrambled as I thought it was, anyway. Is it the jacket just on the boardwalk? Like, is this it? is this the most direct fetch quest ever?
Tequila Sunset.
I found your jacket.
Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man.
I mean, alright, cool.
Let me see. What?
Oh.
This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
I'm sorry I found it like this.
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
How do I clean it? Wash the dirty jacket. How do I wash the jacket? I haven't encountered a laundrette. Oh, do you reckon a washable will do it? I'm also just going to quick save because I'm actually pretty close to dying, so...
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
It's fine by
I could
me.
use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Rubbing his thigh. Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner.
Alright, goodbye. Have a little look at the jacket. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Pain threshold. Well, I'll give them back. I want the XP. So
Tequila Sunset.
okay, here's your jacket, fresh washed.
My jacket?
Yeah, the one you had me clean this seagull poo off.
A look of consternation crosses the man's face. He looks at you, then at his bottle, then back at you.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila?
So you're saying this isn't your jacket?
Foam? That's medium concept stuff, not my style at all. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe you should lay off the booze. It's fucking with your head.
It becomes abundantly clear to you how this man managed to lose his keys, business, friends, and girlfriend. I'm calling it. It's neurological.
Your loss, I'm keeping the jacket myself. I went through some dark stuff to get this, or you take the jacket, give it to him.
That shit is so medium concept, I wouldn't touch it with a stick. But yeah, okay. I'm sure it looks great on you.
It's an okay jacket, if you are into that look. Okay.
Alright, we leveled up, so we have a skill point. Which is what we needed. We have 10 XP. We have it, so we have a skill point. That is the main thing. Right. What I want to do is I'm gonna still just explore a little bit. And then I'm gonna save a bunch of times. I think I'm gonna not do the check today because I don't want to risk taking any more damage. Like in game, because you heal when you sleep. So I think I'm gonna do that. However, I'm gonna see if there's potentially like any other quests I can pick up. Because to be honest, I kind of want to use it on. I kind of want to not waste it, but I kind of want to use it on perception, so I can progress the church, or like at least try and find like something else that will, you know, impact it, kind of thing. But there's something down there. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the vent. Cool.
I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
I understood meant a lot to you.
There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating.
Were the circumstances of her death in some way unusual?
Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual.
Where was the photo of you two taken?
Reverschall Fair of 91 in the Thorberg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name day, and the Carabineers marched in the place of honor.
You looked happy in the picture, smiling.
This was the happiest day of my life.
What happened with you, Gaston, and Jean-Marie?
I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch.
The Akira operation was a 7-year campaign, during which suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of La Petite Continent, collectively known as the Akira tribes, under the Reverschollian banner.
I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you hurt her.
Dark cloud. That sounds unpleasantly familiar.
He looks down at his boots, lips moving, but the words are inaudible.
Those days and memories are gone.
He nods and looks Renee with something resembling compassion.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Alright, another 5 XP. Right, so I think I had visual calculus check again, so I'm going to try it on this wall again. Unless that was like a perception thing.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because
Right.
you see it,
Nice.
finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom the thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More.
Oh, wall father.
I'll heal the morale. Kim, I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it. No, there's something to add to there's nothing to add to perfection.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Sure,
I already have the paint, just need to get a paintbrush from Cindy the Skull.
if you must.
Alright, add even more beauty to the wall.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I need your paintbrush.
What for?
I'm doing renovation. It's boring but necessary. Her motor carriage are going underwater. The apocalypse is coming. I need to warn people. For art, it's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
Grand art. Art deluxe, the artsiest, the most groundbreaking, To be honest, I haven't really thought of it yet, but I'm sure I will. Everything is sad and rubbish, and we need to make art to make it okay. Just give me the brush.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
To crush a man's dreams like that, I hope you're happy. You'll see. You will all see and tremble.
Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything, really.
Ah. Glad that was the conceptualization.
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
Man, that's lame.
No, it's great.
I'm going to paint a self-portrait, but sort of, from the inside to show people what it's like.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
Okay, I won't do that. Please give me some paint and a brush, and I need to do some art.
You're a real sad sack. You
Yes,
know
we
that?
got the brush.
Go ahead then. Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portraits.
Thanks, Cindy. Pick up the brush.
Sure, anytime. Us shit artists have to help one another. Besides, I was out of fuel oil anyway.
She only gave it to you because she doesn't see you as competition. The right idea is not coming to her. It's excruciating. You know what you've got in that fuel canister you scavenged from your Kanema? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, paint, and a brush. You're ready to do this.
Alright, so this egg was nowhere near as scrambled as I thought it was. I will concede that. I was very concerned for the state of the thing, but it's now fine. Interestingly, what was that thing up here? Saw a little perception thingy. You see that? Interesting. So I love that perception actually impacts your ability to do the world.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Something beautiful is going to happen. No parking. F the police, mother of all walls. What shadow lies there beneath the bright gleam? Draw a 3,500-year-old pictogram of a human being. Something beautiful is going to happen. Do the pictogram. Nice.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one we are supposed to solve.
Alright, well, good. We now have 25 XP. I healed 2 morale, which is good. Right, so let's go see if it's been on. Actually, we can probably see it on the map, but I'm gonna double check. And then I'm a bit conflicted as to what to do, to be honest, because I still feel like that was fun. We earned 10 XP. Like I've got this one level, but it still feels like all eggs are in one basket. You know what I mean? And that makes me feel nervous. I wonder if there isn't still something that we can do to maybe like improve the chances of the check.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
So these are now both unlocked again. So that's actually alright. Alright, I put my hands up. I maybe flipped my lid. I was like, have I broken the game? Have I reached the point? Alright. I was wrong. There was indeed more. Like I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm willing to admit that. However, I just got really lucky that I had not done that one subquest. If I had done that, I do think I'd really be in this position with the skill point. So I'm going to save. I'm going to save. I'm going to attempt this check. And then I might put the point in perception to try the church one and then see if we can't move on that way. So...
The once bright Muriel towers
72%.
saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around
Thank you.
moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there below this building.
Okay. Why?
The twins did hear the radio from here, so something is happening. The wind told me. We looked everywhere else. Ever since I woke up, maybe even before, I've been getting these strange cold spells. The kids in the radio is logical.
But how do we even get in there? The
There's
doors
a
were
lot.
on the collapsed side of this building.
There's a
Like
ladder
basically.
next to the sign. Point to it. Perhaps you can climb and enter
Perhaps
the roof.
you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70. There's also still a question of how the twins tuned into Speedfreaks FM.
You just want to dial to your favorite radio station, don't you?
I'm only observing that there's another lead you wanted to follow, and that if you drop the radio lead now, just be prepared to leave without having done it.
Oh, okay. Interesting that he said, like, be prepared to live without having done it. Right, what is the check for this?
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation?
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp.
Ugh.
In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180?
180 seems about right.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection.
Be open.
Open-minded about this.
What if I don't climb? What if we just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Santiago climbing, so it's +2. Okay, so Save Fair, that is a yikes. There's this, which I'm gonna click on. Yes, it's gonna run us around here. Okay.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotting boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the Feld building? A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
Come closer and look in.
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
What is in there?
At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all.
Okay, what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
And
nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Could we use this to get into the building?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, It's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
Then his head up pushes aside the reeds and looks
The
around.
lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these little things.
And it's right here, a maintenance door.
Oh god. So, oh god, why are both of these checks that I'm awful at? What is that? Are these both white checks?
Behind the pipe, the maintenance. The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
Yo, why am I getting absolutely like had off by this? It's a white check, that's 28 though. Oh man, this sucks. Right, what can I equip? Like, how can I improve the chances? That's +1 physical instrument. +1 survey fair. Oh, all this equipment and I've only got like 2 things that both give me a +1. Oh mate, that's so terrible. Does that how much does that improve the shot?
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
Okay, that gets you to 40. Right. Tough decision to make now, because I don't think I'm making a physical instrument check. That's way too low. At least with the savoir-faire, that's up to 42. I've not currently got any thoughts in progress. I also don't really want to waste the skill point I've got to unlock a new thought slot. This is not an ideal situation, I'll be honest. I'm also worried that if I do it, I won't be able to get back down. I'm gonna visual calculus this again.
The mother of humanism stands above you. Nothing, just the edge of the cracks.
Alright, well, worth a shot.
Yes, what is it?
Put some skills into perception to increase it. Alright. So we just flat out can't advance that. Oh man, it feels so intense. I feel like it's like a, oh, you know. Ironically, I'm still in the same boat. Can I ask these any more questions now?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
No. Can Can I buy more dice maybe? No, like one thing that was available. Like the ones I got given. They unlocked by checks, I think. It's annoying as well because like they're unlocked, so I almost don't want to waste anything that's going to unlock them if in case I need that again. But you kind of have to do this running about to work out what is possible and what's not. Scribble between sides of a page 3 girl. L'orange de disco. I don't know what that actually said. I was guessing on the pronunciation. The problem is you don't know how much more is gonna, like, have I got anything that boosts perception beyond what I've got? The boots on. Minus. Yeah, so I mean it's really annoying. Like I feel like I just haven't got stuff that I need. She's still here. It's late.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Let's order a die
Of
from you.
course. Tell me what you have in mind.
You have any chaos die? I'm sorry, I don't actually know what die I want. Just a normal die for me, very regular. I'm sorry, I don't know what die I actually
How
want.
about an amber die?
Amber, a poor man's gold.
Who told you amber was cheap? It's beautiful, really, and has been treasured since the ancient times. For 7 real, I'll craft you a 13-sided die from piece of amber with a fossilized insect. It's perfect for those who can't seem to let go of their past.
I need to think about it.
Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Chaos
What
dice?
do you mean by cursed?
As chaos is my life. Abach ad arba perished like this world. As chaos is a commercial area.
Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die.
Okay, I need to think
Maybe
about it.
you have some other ideas for dice?
Some normal
A
die?
normal die? I'm a novelty dice maker. I don't make normal dice.
What do you do? Then?
Polyhedral dice. Dice that have more than 4 sides. Octahedrons, trapezohedrons, dodecahedrons. But also barrel dice and teetotum bows. Come on now, be a little creative.
Do you know the World on Earth setting? I want to die for that.
Ah, yes, Fortress Accident. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wirral Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plants, it uses motifs of ice and death. And loss, of course.
Ice, death, loss. Sounds like you.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours.
Alright, so this is definitely an option.
Maybe you have some other ideas for dice? No need to rush. Take a look around.
It's gonna take 8 hours. It would suggest that like this opened checks, so that would open more checks. Hmm. If it's gonna take 8 hours, I may as well order them
Oh,
now.
it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Of
Okay,
course.
dice.
Tell me what you have in mind.
Let's go for
A
extraordinary.
star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
I'm a star myself.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice? Made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet to complement your magnetic personality.
Pieces of lodestone were used as the first magnetic compasses, from which they derived their other name, coarse stones. That's a stone for leaders.
10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
But do magnetic die even roll properly?
It's true, magnetic dice are definitely different. When rolled together, the magnetic fields of the pips interact with each other to push and pull on each other as they're rolled, just like all magnetic personalities do.
So that feels like it's the personality
Maybe
one.
you have some other ideas for dice?
That sounds like psyche.
How about an amber die?
That sounds like motoronics. So, sure.
Who thought for 7 real I'll craft you a 13-sided die from piece of amber with a fossilized insect. It's perfect for those who can't seem to let go of their past.
Sure.
Great. See you in 8 hours
I have
then.
money to burn.
Was there anything else?
Why hasn't the business failed? I don't want to risk that again. That ended very poorly last time. Alright, well that's something. We're gonna wait 8 hours, which is basically the next day now. Or I can maybe like cheese it and like attempt to check, and if I fail, get the dice, right? Decisions. I'm now a bit miffed that like I got as uppity about it as I did, to be honest, but so I was like, oh no, the run's over. It was not over. Right, I definitely don't want to roll the Savet Fair just in case it goes south. Really tempted to do the perception instead, but that's a really risky waste of a skill point. But I'll open up. It'll hopefully let me finish 2 of the quests, so. I mean, let me just go to bed. I want to start the day fresh.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run.
Alright, so it's just not time to rest yet.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Because I don't want to pass it and then like go in and then be like stuck in it. Oh god. There's still a chance I make the Savet Fair, it's 42.
Yes, what is it?
YOLO. Plus, I've saved, so why not?
Yes, what is it?
That's still only 58, wow. Was that actually a waste? Do I have anything else that'll do perception? Oh, that's -1 survey fair as well. I can swap my pants. I don't have that many pants. But I definitely have nothing else that helps perception. Alright, I'm gonna save because this might have been misguided actually. I honestly thought it was a bit higher than that.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
I'm like, I like regular normal things.
I know you do. These Inter-Estellari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
Yes, what is it?
YOLO! Oh,
Still
wow.
nothing. Sauna isn't even looking at you.
Mate, it's all gone a bit Pete Tong, hasn't it? No, don't talk to... Leave Kim alone. Where's the thought gone? I'd like the thought I had, please. I don't understand why I suck so bad at perception though. Like, genuinely only 58%. I probably shouldn't have wasted that. Harry, go through the door, mate. Come on. I also don't know how I'm meant to, like, progress, because I don't feel like I need to wait until 9, I think, before I can go to bed. I don't know how I'm meant to pass time. I'll speak to the washwoman, not pass time. Okay, mate.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope
Fishing
just
village.
It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap, a blank spot on the map, just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
There's got to be something here, tell me. Who else lives in the village? Is there a way to make a little money around here? Who else lives in the village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Lillian and her kids already.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I think I also met the drunks.
I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and an old one disappears and is forgotten. This is who we are.
There's got to be something here, tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
The pox, what's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see. The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Is there a way to make money?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Alright, there's another topic I'd like
She
to address.
nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, they've tried, but things just keep happening.
Crime.
Accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Those would be the dance music enthusiasts in their tent.
And what else is down the
Before
coast?
you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then, apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who would want to come to a fish market here? That's it. There's got to be more going along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
But it's impossible.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Dubois. My name is Raphael Ambrose Coutal. You can call me Tequila Sunset.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
She's got a couple of ranks herself. Honored chief and so on.
Alright. Mary needs to go to the toilet, so I'm gonna be right back. Don't go away.